No, not really. Like, it depends, like, on occasion with my mama and shit. Like, she give me a shout-out throwback, but no, I don't drink.
Okay, so do you do drugs?
Uh,
So you just a boring-ass nigga?
yeah.
I like a nigga that I can have fun with.
What you do? Would you be drinking a lot? What you mean have fun?
No, I'm saying, what do you, what else?
Have fun?
No, you don't. So what else makes you happy, like that gets you?
I just be chilling. I'm always happy. I ain't never mad.
That's good, okay.
No, not really. Like, it depends, like, on occasion with my mama and shit. Like, she give me a shout-out throwback, but no, I don't drink.
Okay, so do you do drugs? So you just a boring-ass nigga?
Yeah.
I like a nigga that I can have fun with.
What you do? Would you be drinking a lot? What you mean have fun?
No, I'm saying, what do you, what else?
Have fun?
No, you don't. So what else makes you happy, like that gets you?
I just be chilling. I'm always happy. I ain't never mad.
That's good. Okay.
Shalom, shalom, shalom. All praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, which is to say in the Paleo-Hebrew, also known as Allah Shawan Kwadash, Yahweh, which is the name of our Heavenly Father, meaning He is, Bahashem, meaning in the name, Yahweh Shai, meaning He is our salvation, who the word English calls Jesus a so-called black man. And I played a clip off of the social media platform YouTube, and I guess this is a craze that's going on now where, they get this individual and they line him or her up with, a plethora of individuals where they interview them to see whether or not they are a good match. And this particular incident is I guess he's a rapper who goes by the name of Nardo, and he's being, put in front of quite a few, ladies, and I guess they supposed to be interviewing him, or he's interviewing them to see, whether or not they are a perfect match, okay? And this one individual, speaking of this, this female, she asked him, does he smoke or drink? And he answered no. And she called him, a boring ass, what? Okay, and that's the sentiment across the board for most of these women, in today's, generation. All right, if you don't smoke or drink or do something that's toxic that they can, have fun with, then they're going to look at you as a boring ass, what? Ninja. All right? So this is the definition of toxicity. It says the quality of being toxic or poisonous. 2, the quality of being very harmful or unpleasant in a pervasive or insidious way, okay? And these women, these females of today, they want toxicity, okay? They like toxic relationships, all right? They like the attention that they get from these individuals that, bring forth this type of level of, toxicity, danger, poison, harmful, okay? That's why when he answered or replied with the answer no, as not smoking or drinking or doing any drugs, she called him a boring ass ninja, okay? Because to her, that signals that, there's not going to be anything that's going to be exciting in her life if she was to, get up with this guy, because he's going to, pretty much be, an average Joe. Okay, he's not going to indulge in getting overly intoxicated by doing drugs and, drinking to the point where they pass out and can't remember anything. And that's what the average female wants today for the most part, okay? They want that toxicity, all right? They want that, level of, just straight debauchery, all right? They don't want structure, okay? They don't like structure for the most part. Now you may find a few, out of the, millions and billions of women on this earth that, honor structure, but for the most part, they don't want structure in their life, okay? They want toxicity, and that's why she asked, she said, do you do drugs? Which you can't get any type of structure from somebody that's under the influence of drugs, or do you drink? Because what? When you drink, that impairs your judgment, okay? And that's right along the path where, the modern day woman wants, that individual to be at, in a state of, what's the word? In a state of being inebriated, okay? And that's, to her, that's fun. That's a good time, getting effed up and forgetting your, and forgetting your miseries, okay? Because under all that makeup and under all those wigs and up under all those, enhancements that she puts on, there's sadness up under all that, okay? And in order for her to bring you down to her level, she have to make sure that you, get effed up right along with her, okay? And if you don't get, effed up, and if you're sober, that's going to force her to be sober and to face her, issues or problems, whatever it is that she may be going through. And she's not ready at this time and moment to accept it. And it all comes down to, I should just say it, it all comes down to the amount of, rod she's taking. Because each rod that she's taking, that's demons that's being brought forth and put on to her, okay? So in her early years, in her 20s, the whole goal, the whole objective is to get as many rods as she can. And then as she grow and get older in her 30s, rolling into her 40s, then she want to settle down after she's all used up, all right? But in her 20s, when it's supposed to be her, her years to, really be that woman that, bring forth children and really be like that wife material, she's out being a whore, okay? And that's why she likes toxicity. That's why she wants to get what? Effed up. That's why she wants to be what? In a toxic relationship. That's why she asks him, what? Do you do drugs? Do you drink? Because those are two things that's synonymous with being, effed up. But in their eyes, that's, a badge of honor to be, under that type of influence, okay? So that's why to her, someone like somebody that seems to be stable and have a structured life that don't do those type of things, they, to her, is referred to as a boring ass ninja, all right? So you see the dynamics between, a healthy relationship and a toxic relationship, okay? And for the most part, the average women of today, they prefer toxic relationships in some way, shape, or fashion, all right? And this is just all the proof, all right? Now we're going to go into the scriptures, and we're going to get a few scriptures, and we're going to, expound upon that and see how to handle that, all right? All right, this is the book of Proverbs, and we in chapter 6, and we're going to start at the top, and it reads, verse 1, My son, if thou be swarty for thy friend, Salakia, this is the wrong chapter, Salakia, let me go to Proverbs 31 and verse 1, and it reads, The words of King Lamel, the prophecy that his mother taught him, What? My son, and what? The son of my womb, and what? The son of my vows. Give not thy strength unto woman, nor thy ways to that which destroyeth kings. Okay? So this is Lamel, and this is his mom giving him advice on how to deal with women and telling him that what? Give not thy strength unto women, meaning don't just be, laying down with any and every woman, okay? And what? Give not thy strength unto woman, nor thy ways to that which destroyeth kings, okay? And being intoxicated and inebriated under different, influences such as drugs and alcohol and things of that nature, that could, destroy kings, okay? Because we, as the chosen people, a nation of kings and priests, we supposed to have a certain way how we conduct ourselves, okay? And waking up to this truth, we supposed to be conformed, okay? We supposed to be, converted back into our ways, okay? And one of the ways that we, were back in the ancient days, we were, king, we were kings and priests. We had that king mentality, okay? And getting drunk and inebriated is not conducive to a king's mentality, all right? We have to start to adopt that mindset, all right? And we're not going to be able to adopt that mindset without having an instruction, a manual. And this is what this Bible is. It's a manual, okay? And it's an instruction. It's a guide back to our power. So it tells us exactly what and what we cannot do. So it says, give not thy strength unto women, okay? Because some of these women, especially today's women, they're toxic, okay? They don't have your best interests at heart. You could tell by the way they dress, how they look, how they carry themselves, it's not conducive, okay? So don't give your strength, your seed over to, all these different types of women, okay? Because for the most part, majority of them are toxic, okay? They like, they like adversity, or should I say they like toxicity. Let me leave it at that. So it says, give not thy strength unto women, nor thy ways to that which destroyeth kings. It is not for kings, O Lamel, it is not for kings to drink wine, nor for princes strong drink. Okay? So not to get too, inebriated and too intoxicated where you can't make, sound judgments. Okay? And this is what the modern day woman likes. She likes that toxicity where you get effed up and you can't really make good judgments, okay? Because then she could bring you down to her level, all right? So it says, it is not for kings, O Lamel, it is not for kings to drink wine, nor for princes strong drink, lest they drink and forget the law, and pervert the judgment of any of the afflicted, right? So, you drink too much, you become inebriated, you become intoxicated, then you don't, remember the law. Speaking of this word, okay? You go off, you start to fall back into your old ways, you go back into the old, creature that you once were, and now you forget this law. You forget this word, you forget, this truth. All right? So it says, give strong drink unto him that is ready to perish, and wine unto those that be of heavy hearts. Let him drink and forget his poverty, and remember his misery no more. All right? Open thy mouth for the dumb and the cause of all such as are appointed to destruction. Open thy mouth, judge righteously, and plead the cause of the poor and needy. All right? So there's a certain way you have to, conduct yourself in being in this truth. You can't be like a regular or average 2/3, okay? You have to conduct yourself accordingly, okay? As if you were a king or priest, okay? You carry yourself in a certain way. And dealing with these, dealing with these females today, man, man, I understand sometimes you have those needs, but, be careful on exactly how you go about, handling those needs, okay? Because they can, lead to, lifelong decisions, all right? And these women of today times, man, they not like they once were back in the days, okay? They on some other type of bull crap today, man, all right? They like that toxicity, I'm telling you, they like it, all right? They like getting effed up. They like, drinking. They miseries, they pains away. They like doing drugs. It was a phenomenon that started a few years ago where, women start smoking more blunts than men's, okay? They outdoing the men now, and doing, drugs and things of that nature. They outdoing the guys. It used to be, men would be known for smoking, smoking trees and stuff like that. But now the women smoke just as many trees as, smoke as many trees and do as many drugs as the guys do, okay? And that shows you that's the changing of the guard. Excuse me, all right? Speaks of that in Jeremiah 31 and 22. And it says, how long wilt thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter? For Yahweh hath created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man. All right? And that's, in all facets, and especially in doing, abominable and evil acts, okay? Like now the women think that she's a man, she could sleep around with as many, dudes as guys sleep around with women. They think that they could smoke as many L's as men could smoke, drink as much as men could drink. This is the whole vibration that we under this, wicked rulership and this captivity, all right? Women who think that they can outdo men in every facet, okay? Not just, having a job and a career, but, as well as, doing drugs, drinking, and so on and so forth. Okay, so this is the times that we living in. Things shouldn't surprise you at all about it. By this time you should be, used to these type of things, but it is what it is, man. 2024, and if you don't smoke, if you don't drink, if you don't do drugs, you're labeled and listed as a born ass ninja, all right? And so be it. Be a born ass ninja, man, because the alternative, it ain't no better, okay? You get effed up for a little bit, you have your little fun, and then you wake up and then you regret what happened or what may have not happened, all right? So just take the insult and be a born ass ninja, okay? That's that's all it is. It's just an insult. So, and plus it tells you that in Genesis, it says what? It tells you about Jake. Jake for the most part is simple, okay? He good with just sitting at home, watching TV or doing whatever, all right? It's the woman that like all that, action and, like I said, toxicity and all that stuff. That's the woman. Jake in general, he cool with just staying at home, okay? Let's get that in Genesis 25 and 27. And it reads, and the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field, and Jacob was a plain man. See, Jacob was a plain man. He's good with being a born ass ninja, okay? He don't need much to excite him. All right? It says, and Jacob was a plain man, dwelling in tents. All right? Don't need to go out every night, you know, have a have a new adventure to go out on every time, or travel across the world every weekend, or do something like that. No, man, Jake, for the most part, he all right with staying home. He all right with staying at home. But to please his woman, and not to be called a born ass ninja, he'll do things, that he wouldn't do necessarily if he was out on his own. Okay. So to avoid the peer pressure, and for the most part, to just be upright front with you, to keep Eve from, running her mouth, he'll acquiesce and go out and take her out and do things like that. But for the most part, man, Jake all right with staying at home, man. Okay? He's a simple man. All right? So yeah, you could call us a born ass ninja if you want to, but what's the alternative? Okay? We do drugs, we get drunk. Now what? What have we achieved? Nothing. All right? And that's why the woman isn't fit for, leading anything, okay? Outside of, leading, and being over the child, she's not fit for much more than that, okay? Because you see, structure is not part of her strong suit, okay? She likes chaos, she likes toxicity, and these are the things, for the most part, that she feels comfortable in that type of environment, all right? Now, on the opposite, when you have a shame-faced woman, that's something to be, very proud of, okay? That's something that you will want to, embrace and be part of. Let's go there. First Timothy or Second Timothy? First Timothy. First Timothy 2 and verse 9, it says, in like manner also, that women adorn themselves in modest apparel with shamefacedness and sobriety. Okay. So see, a woman like this, a man don't mind being around with, don't mind staying home and, being around this type of woman. But that toxicity type of stuff, man, that's a no-go on all levels. You might, you might deal with it just long enough to, get your rocks off. But after that, you know, you don't want to be bothered with that. All right. And that's why it says, give not your strength to a woman. Because if you give it to the wrong woman, things can happen. And like I said, you got, decisions that have to be made for the duration of, however long y'all be together with. All right. But going back to, 1 Timothy 2 and 9, it says, in like manner, also that women adorn themselves in modest apparel. And you see the apparel that she had on, it was anything but modest, okay? Showing off things that shouldn't be shown off, especially if, you belong to somebody else, okay? But, in today's society where a woman is free to go as she please and to dress as she want, she's going to show off what she believes is her best asset, and that's for the most part her physique, especially if she's young and she feels like she's in the prime of her life. She's going to wear provocative attire, just to try to get and garnish that type of attention that she's looking for. Because why? She enjoys that toxicity. Okay? Now it says, in like manner also, that women adorn themselves in modest apparel with shamefacedness and sobriety. And that's what today's woman is missing. Shamefacedness. Shamefacedness. She is quick to insert her authority and, try to rule over the man, and she has no shamefacedness. She doesn't know how to be quiet and be, modest and to be humble and to be like a woman. Okay? She has too much of that toxicity going through her where she feel where she feel like she has to be combative about everything, okay? And that's a turnoff for the most part, okay? A man don't want a woman who he has to be combative with. And that's what the modern day woman is. She's all about combativeness, okay? She's all about, getting the last word, in, trying to, assert her authority, making a man feel like less than what he is. And for the most part, a man don't want none of that, especially an Israelite man, okay? We read that, Jacob's a plain man, dwelling in tents. He just want to be left alone for the most part, all right? And when you come with that toxicity and all that, yibbing and yabbing and that bickering, that's a major turnoff, okay? So it says, in like manner also, that women adorn themselves in modest apparel with shamefacedness, which you're not going to get that in today's society, okay? The women don't know how to, keep quiet and learn in silence and be shamefaced. No, she wants to ask questions. She wants to, be on the same level as the man. She don't know how to just sit back and, play the role, play the position. All right. And that's to be expected in today's time that we living in. Okay. That's why it's really hard to find a woman of this type of magnitude. Okay. So it says, with shamefacedness and sobriety, not with broaded hair. Okay. That's the day's look for the average, woman. She wants that broaded hair. She wants to have, highlights. She wants to have things that, cause attention and bring attention to herself. So she puts stuff on that, otherwise wouldn't be accepted if we were in a different time and era. But in today's time and era, she can get away with it. So she's going to do it. So it says, not with broaded hair or gold or pearls or costly array. Okay, and that's today's female for the most part, show, she's very showative, if that's a word. She likes to show off. Okay, she doesn't know how to. She doesn't want to be modest, and she doesn't want to play her part and fall back. She wants to be bring forth to all the attention. All right, so this is what you get in these little skits that they do. Excuse me, where they have a person, in this case, a man who's interviewing, different women, trying to see which one he should be able to, hook up with or match up with, or however the show goes to, and you get these different women, okay? But one thing, one thing that they all have in common is that they all are toxic, okay? For the most part, all right? I haven't watched any, of these clips to the extent where I watched the whole duration of the skit or whatever it is that they playing. But just from these little shorts that I've seen, they all, for the most part, in some way, shape, or fashion, enjoy to have that toxicity, whether they know it or not. Okay, so it says, in like manner also that women adorn themselves in modest apparel with shamefacedness and sobriety, not with broided hair or gold or pearls or costly array. So that's it for the most part. I just came across that short, and it just proved that, for the most part, the woman, she likes toxicity. Okay, if you have structure and you are what they perceive as a born ass ninja, she ain't gonna really mess with you at all on that type of level. Okay, so don't take it offensive or anything. Not that you should, but just understand, that's for the most part the sentiment for the day's woman. Okay, today's woman enjoys that level of toxicity. Okay, having that, unsecure, you know, however you want to label it, type of mentality where if you get effed up, that's a good time. Okay, getting, off your wits, being inebriated, intoxicated, all that flows right up their avenue. That's what they enjoy, okay? Especially at that age, okay? Because they have no real structure, all right? They just following after whatever trend that's being perpetrated through, whether it's music, TV, movies, or whatever, okay? They are followers by heart, whether they want to admit it or not. They follow in some trend in some way, shape, or fashion. They just don't know it, okay? So the trend that's going around right now through these female artists such as Sexy Red, Ice Spice, Glorilla, and so on and so forth is what? A ninja ain't Jack, a baby daddy, F him, and all this, toxicity, okay? So it's to be expected that it's going to be perpetrated throughout things of this magnitude, like these little skits, okay? So today's woman, that's just what it is, okay? You have to deal with it. Excuse me. So the more you know, the more you can adjust and make, better decisions, all right? That's why we read that in Proverbs 31, okay? Giving out your giving out your strength to women, all right? Be aware of this, especially toxic women, all right? And for the most part, that's the majority of the women that you may or may not come across in today's society, all right? It just is what it is, okay? So if you have to be by yourself for a while, take that and strive with it, okay? Because it's only gonna make you better. It tells us that, and I believe, I believe it's Ecclesiasticus, also known as Sirach, the 28th chapter, that if you have leisure, let's see if we can go there and read that, and then we'll go ahead and close out after that. Okay, so it was the book of Ecclesiasticus 38, not 28, but it's verse 24. And it says, the wisdom of a learned man cometh by opportunity of leisure. So in the sense, in the event that you don't have a woman and you have time in your leisure, your downtime, it says what? The wisdom of a learned man cometh by opportunity of leisure, and he that have little business shall become wise. Okay? So if you're not dealing with these women, you have more time to become wise in this truth. Okay? Because why? You're not giving your strength over to these women, especially these toxic women. Okay? So if the Most High is, keeping these women from out of your life, is to what? Allow you to become more learned in this truth, okay? Because those women can be a distraction, okay? And especially if you're trying to, placate and please them and do things that you wouldn't otherwise do if you were, alone by yourself, dwelling in your own tent, because like we read, Jake is a plain man, okay? He's good with dealing, staying home and dwelling in his tent, okay? But if you dealing with these women, they're going to take up your time, your leisure, okay? And you're not going to have that much time to, really become learned in this truth. So it says what? The wisdom of a learned man cometh by opportunity of leisure. And he that have little business shall become wise, okay? So leaving these women alone, could also be a benefit because it can allow you to become more of a learned and wise man in this truth, all right? And remember, wisdom and knowledge to be the stability of thy times, okay? Isaiah 33:6. And plus, once all hell breaks loose, women are going to come flocking to you, okay? It says that in Isaiah 4:1. 7 women should take hold to one man. So it ain't going to be too much more longer to this toxicity, to this, feminism is out the window and all hell breaks loose and they going to come looking for answers and solutions and they going to come flocking to you by the boatload, okay? And then you can have your picks if you want. If you want to deal with them, you deal with them. If you don't, let them go on by their way, all right? But now it's the time to gird yourself up and put this truth on and get this truth while you can. And if being with a toxic, woman is something that you want, then, this truth ain't for you, okay? Because a toxic woman is going to take up all your leisure time, all right? So the fact that you, are, single and you don't have any of these burdens that you're dealing with these toxic women, it's all the proof that, this is more time for you to build yourself up in this truth, and make yourself more, what it says in Isaiah 13th and 12th chapter, that a man should be more precious than fine gold, even that of Ophir. Okay, roughly paraphrasing, but we can go there and get that because sooner or later, that boring ass ninja is gonna be, more precious than gold. Okay, so let's go there and read that. Isaiah 13 and verse 12. Let's read about a boring ass ninja. Okay, it says Isaiah 13:12. I will make a man more precious than fine gold. And this is not speaking on just any old man. This is speaking on an Israelite man that's in the truth and that's of the elect, that you would deem a born ass ninja. Okay, it says, I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. Okay, so when those days come and this society break down, and you looking for answers and solutions and you can't find it, and you left out there in the dark and you looking for that boring ass ninja, then, you going to be, eating your own words in those days. And like I said and can reiterate, what it says in Isaiah, the 4th chapter is what? And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. So it's coming sooner rather than later that haughty spirit that they in, that's gonna be done away with. Okay, things about to flip and turn on their axis, on their sides in a few. Okay. Ain't too much more longer they got to be under this type of spirit that they under, because sooner or later, things finna get real shaky around here, and they gonna be looking for answers, and they ain't gonna be able to find it. Then they gonna be looking for them, born ass ninjas, okay? And it's gonna be too late. They gonna be already taken. They gonna be already gone, okay? So, just wanted to bring that out, and we're gonna go ahead and end it and take it over to 1 Peter 5:8 and close out from there. This is 1 Peter 8, and it reads, "Be sober, be vigilant," okay? And if that entails you being by yourself for the time being, then so be it, okay? Be sober, be vigilant. You don't want to be intoxicated and inebriated and drunk and all these type of things, especially in the times that we living in. So it says, be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour, okay? And if he can use the woman to devour, the man for the most part, then by all means necessary, he's going to do that, okay? Because some men, they like that toxicity, okay? You got simps that like, playing to the women and, doing what she says, okay? If she tells him to do drugs, then he's going to do it. If she tells him to get drunk, then he's going to do it to get that, to get that punani, all right? So you got some men that will acquiesce to that. But for those of us in the truth, and they're striving for the truth and enduring to the end, we going to continue to, if the Most High put that spirit on us to be by ourselves and not have women, we're going to continue to endure with that, okay? Because it's making us strong and it's getting us prepared for, the perilous times that's getting ready to come, all right? So with that being said, I pray someone was edified through this lesson. And until the next time, if it be the Lord's will, stay strong, stay in the faith. We almost home. Shalom. Peace.